Happy time zones, it's your bird, Haven the Raven, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3 NPC Roulette, where I go through and try to beat Dark Souls 3 with a different NPC cosplay for each boss. I apologize if you can hear any background music that isn't part of the game. My neighbors across the street are having having their roofing done, it looks like, and the roofing people have, very loud speakers. I'm not going to begrudge them for it. I'm just hoping my VOD doesn't wind up muted. So off stream, I did do some farming, and Uria is now unlocked because I have Dark Hand. You know a run is going to be a doozy when you have to spend 30,000 souls before fighting tree balls. Anyway, we're going to clean up the rest of the loot in the undead settlement. And then going into the Road of Sacrifices. I don't want to fight tree balls just yet. Curse Rod of Greatwood is a gimmick boss, but I'm not sure that Grey Rat's tiny knife can even hit the damn ham balls, for one thing. And I don't want to use Uria there. Plus, the first boss I'll be able to cosplay as is the Abyss Watchers. So I have some time. I have some time before Curse Rod of Greatwood actually becomes mandatory. Right now, it's just a looming threat in the distance. Goodbye. Alright, and this is where we're gonna have some trouble with the undead settlement.
Oh, cleanse the bastard's curse.
Okay. I got lucky. And now I just have to hope that luck persists. Because I really don't want to deal with the evangelists as I'm going up this way. Hey, Fen. Ahem. Hey. You're not going to find China beneath the couch. Stop digging. Down this way. Stop chewing too, you bastard! Fen. No. Don't you snap your jaws at me. That dog. That dog. Excuse you. I love that dog so much. But he's a little bastard. I'll give the bandit's knife credit. It staggers things pretty well. Okay, come on, little thrall. And I'm going to need that whip for later. 'Cause she is definitely an endgame NPC, but Desert Pyromancer Zoe actually uses a whip. And she's probably not going to be a very good NPC for me to have anyway, because most of the things at that point in the DLCs are resistant to fire. Maybe she'd actually be a good one for Half-Light. Or the Grave Tender and Great Wolf, if I decide to do those. But Zoe can be acquired without fighting any bosses once you hit... or once you either beat Ashes of Ariandel or beat the Twin Princes. Hey, I think that might be my first backstab of the run. How did I know you were going to start moving? I'll be honest, I worry a little about actually getting to Carla. Because if you die while talking to her, she just despawns forever. The jailers remember she exists and execute her. Apparently. Which means that I'm going to have to use... or figure out who would be the best one to clear out that entire room with. And I'd have to do it after I get a specific key. Because she needs the jailer's key ring to be saved. And then I also need to get Prisoner Chief's ashes. At least I think it was Prisoner Chief. So that, I know for... or so that I don't have to kill her to get her outfit. Well, for her outfit to show up in the Handmaiden stock. And I can still hear the people across the street's music. Why do they have that so loud? Genuinely, why do they have that so loud? I'm really hoping that this does not wind up muted because of them. Oh dear. Okay, so I have two different directions I can go into. First one is, of course, up, but I'm actually going to go out here first. Oh, Aegon despawned. But there's treasure down here, and some of it might be souls. Get back over here, you stupid lizard. There we go. Heavy gem. I don't know why you're in the wall, but leave. And then that's going to trigger a fight. I'm very thankful for the Bloodbite Ring at this point. And then... we go through here. I could just run through, but I think I am actually going to fight stuff. Technically, I was supposed to get the key to do this. Speaking of, I do need to turn in those ashes. I remembered to buy the Dark Hand, and I did actually upgrade my Estus. But I forgot to get... or I forgot to give the Handmaiden the ashes. Oof. I'm also probably going to want another 20,000 souls sooner or later. I'm waiting for a while for that. But... Patches. I don't actually want to kill Patches. If I have to, I will, but I should have enough NPCs to do this without him. Okay, what is that hitbox? I was kind of expecting to die down there. So I'm gonna have to make sure that the elevator is sent back up. I don't think I even have a bow anymore. I think I sold it. But Patches will serve two roles this run. First of all, he's going to keep Grey Rat alive as long as possible. Because I can't remember what exactly Grey Rat sells towards the end there. But I do know that there's a bunch of embers in his inventory. And he gets more embers every time he goes out, I believe. So if I can keep him alive until Lothric Castle, that's more embers in my inventory for when I need them. Which isn't going to be as helpful in the DLCs. Considering the only summon available for... well, I'm not even going to be using summons, so why did I say that? Well, actually, no, there is one where I'm going to need an ember. One invasion. Mad Pyromancer Dunnel. I need to make sure that I get Dunnel. It doesn't even actually matter if I beat Frida. At least not early on, but I definitely need... any invasions I have to trigger, I need to make sure I trigger them before the area boss. Because I don't think Dunnel invades if you've killed Frida. Which would mean that the Pyromancer's parting flame is just forever gone. And Dunnel himself is also forever gone. One, two... Hey now. Mimic, why did you kick? Alluring skulls are going to be needed for the Deacon's fight. I'm allowing myself... I'm not going to buy consumables. But if I pick up a consumable, I will allow myself to use it. Is essentially my stance on the consumables. I have too much to buy already without adding consumables to the mix. Well, with the exception of embers. Come on. Like, embers I will allow myself to buy because they're embers. It would be foolish not to. Come on, doggy. Alright, I remember this causes a drop down. And you, for some reason, throw dung. These things are annoying with a knife. I'm gonna have to just run past the two ladies at the top of this, I think. Alright, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to just run past those two. I used way too many flasks here. I definitely need to run past those. Ow! Okay. I thought I was safe. Apparently not. So glad this isn't Demon Souls right now. Or, well, actually no, so glad this isn't Dark Souls 2 right now. I love Dark Souls 2, but losing, a bunch of stuff like that is not pleasant. At the very least, I know I can avoid the cage fights. The cages aren't going to trigger. And I was facing the wrong direction. Okay. I don't know why this elevator is so difficult for me. I feel like I'm actually Siegfried. But as I was saying before, patches will keep Grey Rat alive for me, for one thing. And for another, I can buy Siegfried's armor and just sort of delay the guy's quest, and I should be able to complete it. Right, you, unfortunately, I do need to take out. That is an unfortunate spot for my souls to be. Okay. Titanite slabs are going to be needed for late game, if not the DLC. So any Titanite slab I can get my hands on is absolutely needed. I can think of 4 right off the bat. Come on, I need you to get down here. Oh dear. There we go. And there we go. Unfortunately, I can't use Lucatiel, despite her set being down here. Oh, for rings, I'm only going to nitpick about what... Oh, wait. Grey Rat had the blue tear stun. I'm only going to nitpick about rings when I know for a fact a character had it. But I'm not going to do that with the untrue rings because Yuria doesn't exactly strike me as the type to care about her appearance that much. At least, not in comparison to staying alive. And now I'm going to bone away because I don't want to risk these souls. And aside from one set of alluring skulls that I don't know if I care about because they're only... I don't know if I care about that one set of souls. I need exactly 1,000 more. That's doable. Talk to Grey Rat, get a few more souls.
Heaven.
And then come back. So because I didn't want to go anywhere that I hadn't been on stream for farming purposes, I used the birch as my farming spot. Which actually turned out to be pretty painless for getting the 12,000 I needed for Yuria. Because this guy alone gives 350. And then there's a bunch of little guys in there that might not give the most. But they do give a decent amount of souls. Alright, back home to have the Firekeeper level up my strength a bit. There are 3 pale tongues just lying about in the game. Okay, I should be able to start leveling Vigor a bit now.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flip.
And I forgot to give this to you.
Great letter.
You also have a bunch of embers. Tower key I'm going to want for later because I need patches.
You were well. Thank you.
But Grey Rat starts off with the 3 embers, and then every time he winds up getting more. But I think the spear... Okay, I might have to farm a Great Shield, but I'm pretty sure... Yeah, because the standard helm and then the hard leather stuff all belonged to Pate. And I believe Pate actually used just a regular spear. So if I need to, I can resort to Pate. At this point, that would be a huge skill issue on my part. I have you to do, actually, up here. Progress your quest a little. Get the proper red eye.
Well, if that is, I can see.
Cirrus hasn't shown up yet. I'm prioritizing Cirrus's quest. I can... If I choose to be a little heartless about it, I can actually complete her quest and start Leonard's around the time I beat Aldrich. That will, however, require me to turn in a Pale Tongue, which is why I'm a little hesitant to do that. Or if I do, it's because I grind for a Pale Tongue. I don't feel like trying... I have to try the respec glitch, or the infinite respec glitch a bit off-stream before I attempt it on-stream. So for this run, I've only got 5 respecs total. And there's 3 Pale Tongues that can be found organically within the game. Unfortunately, the Dark Wraith does not count as an NPC. The reason it doesn't count as an NPC in this case is because I can find carbon copies of it elsewhere. Hey, big guy. Bye, big guy. That was easy. Sometimes I feel like fighting that normally, other times I don't. A couple thousand more. I'm really worried about my health at this point because I'm getting 1 or 2 shot by most things. And that is going to wind up, well, maybe not 1 or 2 shot, but I'm going to wind up being 1 or 2 shot later on. And this isn't a level 1 run. I need 6,272. That should only take like 2 runs of this. Ow. Oh, normally if a character has spells, I have to learn the spells. But because I plan on using Siegvard specifically against Yorm, where he doesn't actually use any spells, he just uses the weapon art of Stormruler, I'm not gonna have to worry about that. Like, he specifically uses the Yorm gimmick. So I won't worry about his spells specifically. I am going to worry about his armor, though. Okay, 1 or 2 more runs, and I'll have my first level into health this entire game. I am going to be so squishy. I don't like being so squishy. It's unnerving. And also quite lethal. Towards the end there. I just died to this guy. Are you... That's embarrassing. Hey, it sounds like the music across the street stopped. Don't know when exactly that happened. I sort of considered it part of the background noise at this point. All things considered, I am actually getting some pretty good luck with this run. The only things I've really had to grind for have been souls and the stupid hat. One, two, three, four. Kind of a waste of an arrow there, my guy. What I am... I don't think I'm even gonna actually bother with, attempting to go through Irithyll Dungeon normally. I think I'm just gonna run. Okay, so it's like one more run, maybe two, for that last little bit. It's probably not going to be a huge boost to my health, but it's still going to be a boost to my health, which will be greatly appreciated. And I'm fairly certain once I hit endgame, I might just never on Ember. I'm also going to I'm definitely going to try and use my respecs sparingly. Because again, unless I really feel like figuring out the infinite respec glitch, I only have 5. And I don't want to mess around with that. on a character where the respecs are actually going to matter. Not where I was expecting you to aim that arrow, but alright then. I have to wonder what these hollows have going through those little heads of theirs. To not try leaving. Because this graveyard is clearly not safe anymore. Okay, now I just need to kill the big guy up front one more time, and I have another level in health. Because, at least for this particular moment in time, I should actually be okay to level health for a bit. Or stamina. Actually, I'm going to need some stamina later. And vitality. I'm definitely going to need vitality. And Havel's Ring. Which, Havel's Ring is going to be the most important one. I'm not sure if I'm going to count Havel as a NPC, actually. I didn't write him down, because I honestly forgot about him. But he does fit the criteria, being a unique enemy that I can acquire all of the loot for.
Farewell, Ashen One.
All good. The answer. At the if.
Okay. Leonard.
Now that comes. Now I'm covered.
There we go. And now I can actually head into the Road of Sacrifices. I'm genuinely considering taking out the Stray Demon before Crystal Sage. Because with Havel's Ring, I get access to... Well, with Havel's Ring and killing the 2 NPCs on the way to... No, that's death. On the way to him. That will actually get me access to those NPCs. Come on. And then I can rush you. Running past those fools is going to be the real problem. This section is one of the biggest choke points in the game. I wouldn't really consider the dungeon to be a choke point, it's just rough. Okay. And now for the Mad Woman. Because I can actually use you, I believe. Hello. There we go. And now I believe... Unless wielded with both hands. Okay, so I can two-hand this and use it. That unlocks Butcher Knife. Or that unlocks Mad Woman as an NPC. So I now have 3 in the pocket. And I need to make it through that choke point. Well, better just sprint. As long as I can light the bonfire, I'm good. Let's go. Okay. I still need to go back through and actually fight some of the stuff up there.
Beyond the flooded woods lies Farron Keep, home of the undead.
Oh, so this is Anri's female voice.
Yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We seek the Cathedral, home of the grim Aldrich. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way. Oh yes, Horace. He's not very talkative. But don't think ill of him. He's an upstanding, kind-hearted knight, a fine partner for this grueling journey. Without his help, I would have cursed this onerous duty long ago.
Huh. The two voices are very clearly very different, and not even just this one being higher than male Anri.
We are well along the road of beyond we make the next make.
Yeah, I forgot that I've never actually played this game as a man. Mimic is my first male character in this. So that is quite literally my first time hearing Anri's more feminine voice. Come on. Come on, I just need to lure you over here. Shriving stone, okay. Two, three, four, five, six. There we go. And then you. Because there's two important rings down there. Or, well, there's two important items down there for later. One increases Irina's stock, which I'm definitely going to want, and the other... Come on. I know there's two of you there, but I don't want to fight two of you at once. Sorry, pregnant doggo. Okay. Not gonna lie, I normally snipe one of the dogs with a bow first. And the Morn's ring is also gonna be handy for any miracle casters I wind up using. Okay. That was actually pretty smooth. Well done, Mimic. I'm still gonna want to actually, like, take a look around here, I think. Oh dear. These guys. But if I stay along the left-hand wall, I can hit the bonfire across from here. With relatively little resistance. And then I can come back and get the loot far easier. Come on, just let me get the bonfire. Just let me kindle this. There we go. Or not kindle, light. There we go. I want another level in health before I do anything crazy. So I'm just gonna wander around this one section. Because I started as Pyromancer, I think I actually do have... Yeah, I have the intelligence to go grab Orbeck. So that might be a good thought. That might be a good idea. I intend on actually using Grey Rat versus the Crystal Sage, because I think the bleed buildup is going to make that go faster. I might have to actually level it up, though. Okay. Alright, so I need 800 more souls. Run up here and spam click through Orbeck's dialogue.
Well, what did you help? Very well. Now, clearly, so that in the well. Very your eye upon we will.
And then here. I don't intend to actually tackle Crystal Sage yet. I should probably upgrade, the bandit's knife at least once or twice. How much do I have in the way of Titanite shards anyway? That's an okay amount. Because I'm constantly going to be swapping around my equipment, I have to be sparing about the upgrade materials. But I think... Bandit's knife should get upgraded. I just want... what's over here? Which is another Titanite shard. Cool. Oh man, I'm also probably going to need a bunch of, embers. There's a very real possibility that I burn literally every ember I have here. Okay, and I think that's everything I can get without, like, wading into the water or something. So, back to Firelink. And then I run like an absolute lunatic to get my hands on the rest of the stuff in here. Because holy shit, does the crucifixion was stacked.
I bless. Welcome us. Farewell, Ashen One. Me.
What?
+1 should be good enough. Again, I don't want to overdo it with the upgrades. Very few things are actually going to wind up 10'd. Yeah, I don't have an undead bone shard. I'm gonna start from the halfway fortress and make my way around that way. Because while I do know that there are some good things in, or closer to the Crucifixion Woods bonfire, I should really start with this. Because I'm more likely to die over here. Starting where you're most likely to perish is, honestly, for games like this, a good strategy. Did you two follow, or... No, you did not. Cool. I'm not coming back for these souls if I lose them. But killing a Black Knight this early would be kind of good for... And there I go. I was about to say it would be good for my ego, and then I got, just one shot. Fair enough, fair enough. That was the humbling that I needed. That was most certainly the humbling that I needed. Okay, I still have a few more things that I want to acquire from this direction before I go crazy from Crucifixion Woods. Oh dear. Goodbye, exiles. That also helps. Okay, so the Great Club one is the one that remains, I believe. I mean, if you're going to be so kind as to show me your rear. These two are too easy. I mean, there's a few times where I've actually failed the cheese, but the cheese still exists. And it's a good one. I don't believe there's anything else over here. Yeah, no. Just some homeward bones. Fen, sweetie, what's the matter? Hey. I don't believe that anything wears the Fallen Knight set. So that's essentially just souls in the bank. Speaking of souls... I missed the Grass Crest shield somewhere. Not that it really matters. Because I can't use it anyway, but where did I lose... Or where did I miss the... There it is. I can't even use it for this run, but it's still nice to have. Oh, hello, emission mode doggy. Okay, how much do I need for a level? Decent amount. Okay, this next part is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm a little worried about losing my souls here. Because while I am capable of running through here... There's also going to be 2 lycanthropes on my ass. But I need that Estus. I'm not good enough at this game to play without Estus. Or maybe the lycanthrope won't wake up? It woke up. Okay. Grey Rat the goat. Grey Rat, you absolute goat. You're not a rat, you're a goat. Okay, I actually need the bathroom. So I'm gonna put y'all in an ad and I'll be right back. Jan, hello! How are you doing? I am doing normally, thank you for asking. Currently running around the Road of Sacrifices, collecting treasure. Glad to hear you're doing well. And then I'm heading into Farron Keep for a spell. Those lycanthropes really don't like, bleed. This is a +1 dagger, by the way. Or +1 bandit's knife. The bleed buildup on this thing is kinda ridiculous. But, this is actually a challenge run. Like, this one right here is a challenge run. I have to, beat bosses while my character is cosplaying as NPCs. And every time I beat a boss, that NPC gets removed from the pool. In order to actually get the run off the ground, I started as Pyromancer and just completely disqualified Cornyx. Currently, I am cosplaying Grey Rat. And Grey Rat is actually kind of nasty this early in the game. I also did the absolutely insane thing of murdering Yuria and spending 30,000 souls to get her equipment. I still haven't beaten Curse-Rotted Greatwood. Yeah, I killed Yuria. Alright, so I learned quite a few things yesterday, since yesterday was the first part of this stream. First of all, this is going to be a very grindy run. Second, I should really keep better track of what I need for which character. For the most part, I am actually including individual spells in their loadouts. There's a few exceptions. I absolutely refuse to do Covenant grinding for this, and I, am not going to hold it as mandatory for certain characters to have spells that, like, I can't access yet. For example, I'm pretty sure that you can't get Siegfried's set and hit all of his spells in the same run, so I'm going to use him versus Yorm. Since versus Yorm, he actually doesn't use any spells, as far as I recall. I'm pretty sure that versus Yorm, he just uses Storm Roller. Well, actually, you can probably get all of his miracles, but then you'd have to actually, like, kill him in the cell before Yorm, and I don't want to do that. Come on, Pale Shade. Damn it. Okay, so there's not going to be much in the way of cheesing this guy. However, I can probably get access to a seed of a giant tree. 'Cause I've been invaded. I'm going to be tackling Crystal Sage before Abyss Watchers. I want to do everything up to Abyss Watchers, and then I need to decide if I want to go after the Great Wood then, or if I just want to push through to, like, Wolnir and then go back for the Great Wood after. Oh, come on. Unfortunate. Oh, let's actually spam click through your dialogue.
If
Why not? That's pretty close, actually. The only other NPC I might be murdering this run would be Cornyx. I don't consider it murder if they attack me first. And obviously, until I beat a boss, which, reminder, it's only if it has a boss health bar and boss arena, I have access to 3 NPCs. Grey Rat, the Mad Woman on the Road of Sacrifices, and Yuria. Alright, let's try this again. I forgot to turn in my Estus. Oh well. And then I head back over this way. I'd like to kill the Pale Shade with fall damage, if I'm being completely honest. Or no, do I actually have to get close to the Basilisk Nest for that to trigger? Basilisk Nest. I'm gonna try to cheese him a few more times. And if that doesn't work... Okay, cool. Now that should trigger. And if it doesn't... Because I need to beat him twice. I need to beat the Pale Shade twice. Once here and then once in Irithyll. Still not close enough. Come on. Would you just invade me already? You're not a player, so I know you can actually invade a lot quicker than a player can after invading me. Oh, okay. There's a save, so that means I'm probably up on the queue. Yes, okay, cool. He knows exactly where I am, so he's gonna wind up coming up here eventually. If I'm careful, I can probably get him with the ladder the same way I got. Those two bozos from earlier. How did I know? Okay. You know what? I don't mind that outcome. It's a stupid way that I myself perished, but he died first, so that means I just have to kill him again in Aerithel. MVP ladder. Ladder just got me so much progress. Can't say I was expecting him to try and follow me back down normally, though. Let's see here. Yeah, that's definitely more than I'm willing to try, or willing to waste. Let's go back to Firelink. Actually, remember to turn in my Estus shard this time. Hopefully. Alright, and then I should probably work a little bit on endurance and vitality. Oh, wait, wait. Which between the greatsword and the club great club has the lower stat requirement? 24, so I can actually use the greatsword. 28, I can't use the great club. Okay. So, because there were two... Alright, I need to remember to grab a scroll for you, actually, so I'm gonna clear out Fair and Keep to the best of my ability. With, of course, the exception of, the Abyss Watchers themselves. I'm not even actually going to go through that gate. But... Actually, yeah, there's a scroll, I believe, over here. Like, along this wall, not right here, right here. And a coal guarded by a Dark Wraith. I don't want to get the Dark Wraith on my tail just yet, so I'm going to hold off on collecting that. Just going to follow the wall for now. Because I can't navigate Fair and Keep properly to save my life. So I need to make multiple trips, and I need to make them as uncomplicated as possible. Crud. Alright, this is a slight complication. Oh dear. Okay, maybe I do just take you out, though. Yikes. I don't care about 400 souls. Actually, I can probably cut, like, straight through to the other side of Farron Keep. Another Estus shard, okay. Because there's... Come on. I might actually want to be a little more methodical here than I normally am. There we go. There's 3 bonfires total inside Farron Keep. And I will be better off collecting all of them. Ow, where were you seated? Okay. You, I want to avoid, so I go this way. I just want Havel's ring. Well, okay, maybe not just, but Havel's ring is the big reason I'm in here. Shoot, Havel's ring means I will have to take out the Greatwood. Uh-oh. That was bad, that was bad, that was bad. That was super duper uber bad. Cool. This is actually a good thing to find. I still don't think Grey Rat is the right choice for the Greatwood. Because, he doesn't have the best range. I can come back for everything else later, I just need... the Slug Pavilion. Because undead bone shards are definitely necessary. This. Even if I don't actually fight the demon that's up here yet, because I need to get curse-rotted Greatwood. I need this bonfire. And the ashes over there are needed to progress Ceres' questline. Which will eventually, or well, relatively soon, get me access to Creighton. who would actually be a pretty nice one to use against Pontiff, I think. Is there anything else over here? Doesn't look like it. And I need a scroll for Orbeck so I don't forget and lose access to him entirely. Even if I don't get all the scrolls for him right now, if just one scroll will do. One scroll will prevent him from ditching me. And there's 2 in here, I believe. There's the Farron Legion's scroll, and then there's Ulaseel's scroll. I'd like to drop down off this. There we go. That skips a little bit. There we go, Sage's scroll. The fact that I managed to jump down to the exact perfect spot is actually kind of crazy. Come on. Oh dear. There we go. Huh? Oh, Feed! Hello! How you doing? NPC Roulette is where it's essentially a cosplay run. However, every time I beat a boss using an NPC's cosplay, or using an NPC's kit, I can no longer use that NPC. With the exception of if I have no other NPCs, particularly at the beginning, I can use that NPC, or what NPC I was using in order to get me to the next one. It's going to be a very grindy challenge. Actually, let's lure you both back over here. There we go. But does that make sense? I'm just calling it roulette because I'm constantly... You're welcome. I'm just constantly swapping between them. Kind of like spinning a wheel. Yeah, I started as Pyromancer and just disqualified Cornyx, the pyromancy teacher, from the get-go. Because while he isn't, you can't actually cosplay an NPC at the start without mods. The closest you could really get in that case are, Pyromancer and Cleric. And I believe more characters just actually outright use pyromancies. But this is an experiment, honestly. If this turns out to be a fun little challenge, I'll try it with some other games. This could be an interesting one for Elden Ring, actually. I think Elden Ring and Dark Souls 1, you actually can start with a loadout that is almost exactly an NPCs. Dark Souls 2, like this one, I'd have to get a little more creative. I see. Hello, souls. I thought I'd lost those, like, permanently. Didn't realize this was where I'd last died. So yeah, I started Cornyx, or well, quote-unquote Cornyx. Then I swapped to Swordmaster. And then after that, I had to farm because I actually didn't have all of this. I couldn't get all of the stuff for Grey Rat right off the bat. I needed to fight thralls to get this damn hat. Oh, yeah. I get what you mean there. And they do. Okay, so it looks like I am actually fighting the Greatwood, just so that I don't have to mess around as much. 78. Okay. I think I'm gonna burn the Mad Woman for this one. Because while the Grey Rat is doing a ton of damage, and I'm definitely going to use him versus Crystal Sage. He doesn't have the best range, and range is honestly the biggest issue with the Greatwood. I need to remember to give Orbeck... Oh dear. And I went back into the loading zone. Great. I need to remember to give Orbeck the scroll before I leave. Just so that I don't accidentally forget to later, and then he winds up leaving Firelink altogether. Oh, haha, for later. That's enough for a level. Endurance or Vitality, because I'm gonna need both of those relatively soon. Actually, Endurance. I'm not gonna mess with Vitality until I've got Havel's Ring. But in order to get Havel's Ring...
Oh, let us have.
There we go.
Coming.
In order to actually get Havel's Ring, I'm going to need to tackle the Greatwood, because without the Greatwood is the one that gives you the transposing kill. Where is the Master's wrap? There's the Master's gloves, and the Mad Woman doesn't wear pants. Butcher knife. Hang on. Okay, it's only a 4-point boost, but that's still... There we go. Okay. And then back to the undead settlement. Oh, wait. Wait. I almost forgot my stuff again. Oh no.
It wasn't pretty.
Oh no. I'm anticipating Greatwood to be a bit of a problem. This boss is always either a huge issue or a cinch. There's never an in-between. Okay. I've also got to be careful. I don't want to use a number here. Okay, first boss of today. Because today... These first few are going to be mostly setup, so I apologize in advance. Okay, that's not bad. You don't have any there. I'd like to get to your thigh, actually. Or not. Ouch. Oh boy. I know you're... Okay. Nice bloody try. Can you stop that, please? Nope, we don't do that. We don't do that here. Oh dear. I don't want to use a ember here. There we go. Okay. First trying the Great Wood is always a good thing. And that's Madwoman off the table. I can no longer use her. So, back to Grey Rat. Where's the Deserter? Nope, that's Northern. Where's Deserter? Deserter, Deserter. There we go. You don't use gloves. And where's the Deserter trousers? Okay, and with the Great Wood, that unlocks transposition. And because it unlocks transposition, I can now actually go get Havel's Ring. Little upset that I had to burn Madwoman so early. She could have been really helpful. But at the same time, if I'm going to be doing any boss that needs a lot of endurance, or not endurance, vitality, or if I'm going to be doing any character that needs to wear heavy armor, I'm going to need Havel's Ring.
Oh, look it. Oops. Now.
Like, that is not a, that's not an optional thing. It's like, that's mandatory. Unless I want to spend ages just grinding and grinding and grinding, which I'm already going to have to do, I need Havel's Ring. Can't guarantee that I'm gonna live, so let's send that back down. Hello, Stray Demon. You don't actually count as a boss here, so I can take you out with anybody. Oh my! And this is why I said I can't guarantee that I'll live. Because stuff like that happens. Oh well, won't have to worry about being invaded by Hazel. Hazel is an available NPC, but only after I get the Xanthus Ashes. Okay, now where's my bloodstain? There it is. Unfortunately, I don't think this guy bleeds anymore. Oh, Great Axe! I'm gonna need that for someone later. I'm going to need the Great Axe for someone later. I was wondering where exactly I would find that. Ember acquired. But I think it was Lion Knight Albert that uses the Great Axe. Which, that is a very late game NPC, but that's still an NPC. And honestly, the more strength and dexterity based ones I can get my hands on, the better, because it means I have to do less in the way of respeccing for spells. Get back here, Blizzard. There we go. Alrighty then, I should leave. I can come back around, but I should definitely leave. I flee! I flee! Okay. And now for you. Most of them will be up there. If I'm careful about what direction I come from with you, in order to get away from me, you're gonna run into the wall. And you don't have anywhere to go. Alright, that was both some good RNG and some nice planning on my part. Oh, I completely missed this. While Lightning Spear isn't going to be that good right now... Oh, hey Catholic! How you doing? When I unlock characters... There's one character in particular that I'm just going to allow to use every single lightning miracle, and you know exactly who he is. I am doing actually pretty well. I just beat Curse-Rotted Greatwood earlier, and the Stray Demon on the bridge right now. This run is going to be pretty slow to start, but once I get it actually off the ground and running, it is going to hit the ground running. That was not an intentional pun, I swear. I'm a lot more smug when it is an intentional one. Honestly, at this point, I should probably just go around and collect all the rest of the loot that's in, Farron Keep. Were you here yesterday, Catholic? If you were probably lurking. For a few, yeah, okay. So, you know the rules of this run? A little, okay. So, essentially, NPC Roulette is a cosplay run. Oh, I forgot to swap the ring back. Hold on. As I'm going through, I am constantly collecting the equipment of NPCs. Once I have an NPC's equipment, minus potentially a few spells for a few, or because spells can be a little tricky in that regard. Havel's ring, there we go, that will help. I can cosplay them.
Now.
Once I'm cosplaying an NPC, I am that NPC. For example, this is Grey Rat. Or, well, this is Mimic pretending to be Grey Rat. Yes, I named my character Mimic. M-E-E-M-I-C. Yep, but every single time I beat a boss, the NPC that I beat the boss as gets removed from the pool forever. For the sake of actually being able to do this, I am including one-off NPCs that don't have names. For example, the Mad Woman from from the Road of Sacrifices and the Exile duo from the Road of Sacrifices both count. However, I'm only going to allow myself to use one member of the Exile duo from the Road of Sacrifices. Why did I do that? You haven't played. Okay. Fair enough. But this run is sort of an experiment, and if I like how NPC Roulette turns out with this game, and then I will be going through and doing it with other games. As I was saying earlier, Dark Souls 1 and Elden Ring would be the easiest ones to do that with. Yeah, I actually don't even know what inspired this one, honestly. Because I've seen people do I guess it might have been a combination of a bunch of things. Because I've seen people do cosplay runs and thought that was cool, and I've seen people do I have to change my equipment after every boss runs. I think my brain just sort of combined them. Or combined those two concepts. So far, it's really grindy, but it is still fun to conceptualize. Oh dear. We're just gonna not go into that corner. Oh dear. There we go. The Ulasil Scroll. And Dusk's equipment. Huh? Ah! Fair enough, fair enough. Thank you. I don't mind doing challenge runs that have already been done before. And I don't mind if other people do challenges that I've accomplished or attempted. Oh dear. As with anything, there's a finite number of challenge runs, and as a result, well, yeah, they're fun, but everybody's experience is going to be unique. For example, Build of the Child, some people might legitimately never get Pinwheel to drop the Mask of the Child, and if they never get Pinwheel to drop the Mask of the Child, then they have to go through and buy it from patches. as per that particular challenge's rules, that would also mean that the individual would have to go all the way back through and beat every boss they beat up until buying the mask from Patches on New Game Plus. Or someone might get, oh dear, the Mask of the Child to drop first attempt and not have to resort to a second file at all. Oh dear. Up here, up here, up here. Like, no matter the challenge run, it's always going to be different every time it's attempted. So if somebody out there wants to attempt one of my challenges in the future, I'd honestly be kind of honored and interested to see how their journey differed from mine. Okay, you're annoying. Prism stone's not what I was looking for. I think I'm actually back at like the beginning of the Road of Sacrifice, or not Road of Sacrifices, of Fair and Keep. Man, is that one irate Dark Wraith. Fair enough, but you can't even get to the regular pinwheels until you, get past Anor Londo. So that's actually a rather large chunk of the game that a person might not be, or might have to redo in New Game Plus if they don't get lucky with the pinwheel drops. It's either you manage to get it from Pinwheel himself, or you have to go through a good, like, half the game before you can even officially start the run. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Have an excellent day, Catholic. I'm looking for the Estes pot right now because if there's one NPC I'm tempted to use that hasn't been, or that isn't in this game, like, even if I don't necessarily have to, it's Solaire. There we go. And Solaire's talisman is over here. Okay, I believe that opened the gate. But again, have an excellent day, Catholic. Don't know if I said that. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Have an excellent day, Catholic. I'm not going to head up there until after Cathedral. Okay, I'd like to actually know what's going on with my ads, because I do... If I'm putting on ads, that's supposed to stop more from coming? Weird. Okay, so after this, we're gonna have a bit of a problem. Crystal Sage is going to take Grey Rat out of the pool. Because Grey Rat and Uria are the only NPCs I have at the moment. Cathedral will unlock one of the exiles and Longfinger Kirk, as long as I remember to actually fight Longfinger Kirk. However, the Exiles and Longfinger Kirk are both heavy characters. As is Horus. The next 3 NPCs I get access to all use heavy armor. I believe it was over here. Aha. Which means I'm going to be using Uria. Oh dear. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I'm dead. Uria is almost guaranteed to be burned on Abyss Watchers here, because while I can swap to Kirk or one of the Exiles for the Abyss Watchers, or not for Abyss Watchers, for Deacons, Abyss Watchers are too fast for me to reliably handle at a potentially slow rolling. Like, they are way too fast for that, so I'm gonna have to use Uria on Abyss Watchers. Which means my options for Wolnir are going to wind up all being heavy rollers. Unless I want to resort to Pate. Well, okay, maybe not resort to Pate, but unless I want to... Here? No, that one. I'd like to know how people manage to guess perfectly every time where the sage is going to be. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay. And that, unfortunately, takes our trusty rat out of the pool. Sorry, Grey Rat, you did well. Dark Drift, Dark Drift. Where is Dark Drift? Dark Drift I'm probably going to want to have at least +2. Okay, so this is... Okay, so at 23.5... I'm normal rolling. What about with Havel? I think I'm still normal rolling with Havel. To make this easier on myself, I'm gonna do a few things. Store. That I'm keeping. I think I keep that. That can go away. That goes away, that goes away. That and that go away, that stays, that goes away. I don't think anyone uses a reinforced club. I could technically use the large club instead of the Exile Greatsword, but the Exile Greatsword requires... Okay, that's 10. That's okay, it's heavier, but it requires less strength. Or... Yeah. It's heavier, but it requires less strength. I'm just putting away everything that I can't use for an NPC right now. Or, well, can't potentially use for an NPC, because some of these are way later. I think I keep all of those. Not gonna touch my shields for now. Chain Helm stays, Northern Helm, that goes away, that goes away. Actually... that stays just in case I need to swap to, or I need to burn Laurentius later. Cleric, not used. Because Laurentius actually... Past game character, I can technically use Laurentius if I'm in a pinch. Northern Armor goes away, that and that. Sorcerer Robe goes away, keep, put away the Pyromancer Garb. Conjurator I keep. Master's Attire, all of that goes away now. Dusk I don't think has any offensive capabilities anyway, so I can't use her no matter what. The problem... Lucatiel would honestly be a really nice one, but you can't actually find her sword in the game. I'd honestly really like to have Lucatiel for a backup, but she... Unless chat is willing to let me get away with, Oh, I should go back to Firelink. Hang on. Unless chat is willing to let me get away with using the Hollow Slayer Greatsword as Lucatiel's, I can't use her. Because I think the Hollow Slayer Greatsword looks close. I need to start leveling Vitality now.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the...
Oh.
Okay, yep. Grey Rat's stock has increased. And again, if needed, I could resort to Pate.
Goodbye.
Okay, so I could resort to Pate and Laurentius if I absolutely need to. Dark Drift, I'm going to need to at least be... Oh dear. This is a twinkling weapon, that's not good. And I can't upgrade the hand. Let's give you this.
Back. Oh no, no. Come again.
Oh, wait. I might be saved, actually. I might be saved. Because... along the road to the Cathedral of the Deep, there are 2 NPCs that jump out of the bushes and attack you. They don't respawn, and they're unique. I'm gonna call them Cathedral Guard for this. I might be able to do Cathedral Guard. Obviously, I'm still going to be using an exile against deacons. Because even though I don't really want to, better deacons than Wolnir. Deacons can at least sort of be cheesed with alluring skulls. Cool. Twinkling Titanite, cool. Okay. I should drink. There you are. I knew there was 2 of you. Okay, Yuria actually is a really strong NPC. I kind of don't want to burn her on Abyss Watchers. Okay. As much as I would like to use Gale at some point, actually, I don't think that's possible. Oh, you used the Fallen Knight set. Have a Brigand's Knife in your offhand, and what is I think that's a standard broadsword. Okay. The Fallen Knight set isn't terribly heavy. I'm debating on whether to count these as one encounter. They're technically not. Because this guy's all the way down here and that one's all the way up there. This guy down here will chase you all the way up there, but it's not technically one encounter unless you make it one encounter. So I don't know whether to count these as 2 or 1. It's not like the other 2 nameless NPC encounters, where unless you really manage to cheese it, you're only fighting one of them, or you're fighting both of them. These are sort of 2 encounters that kind of blend into one. I don't know how to count that. And it's not like they're wearing the same outfit either. One of them is very clearly a Fallen Knight, and the other one is very clearly... Okay, can I do a poll? Here we go. Are NPCs... That is an L, not a P. NPCs outside Cathedral 1 or 2 encounters. Okay, there is a poll. Please vote on it. Because I don't know whether to count that as 1 or 2. Well, you're doing that. I'm going to progress a bit. If nobody votes on the poll or the poll ends in a tie, I'm going to flip a coin. I'm just gonna flip a coin at that point. I mean, sure, you can cheat a coin flip, but, I don't have the finesse to do that. I'm considering talking to Gale just to get him to shut up. One and 2. Because if those are if they count as 1 encounter, okay. If they count as 2 encounters, that means I can save Yuria for when I actually, like, really need her. Is the poll still going? Ah, okay. Nobody's voted. Come on, people, please vote! Nice bloody try. Okay. And nobody voted. Okay, this... Go get the shard, and then I have to go grab a coin. Oh dear. Ah! I forgot there was one of you down the stairs. How did I iframe that? Actually, I'll talk to Gale to get him to shut up, because he can be a little annoying to come back to. I'm not gonna actually do Ariandel yet, but talking to him doesn't hurt. Because I can handle it like twice, 3 times, but if I die like 5 times and I come back to this bonfire and he's still just saying that, that's when it starts to get a little annoying. Oh, I should spam click.
How critical is... you answer this.
There we go. That's a decent amount of souls. Not quite enough for a level. That is, though. Okay, back to Firelink. And I need a coin, so I'll be right back. Okay, I have a coin. It's a penny. Heads, it counts as 1 encounter. Tails, it counts as 2. Did I drop the penny? No, I caught the penny. Okay. Tails, it counts as 2. I swear I did not rig that. I have no way of proving it to you, but I did not rig it.
Well, then take.
That said, I'm still gonna pump Vitality because I plan on using a heavy character for, Deacons.
Farewell, Ashley.
Okay, so one of those NPCs, I believe, used a bandit knife and a broadsword? Or, yeah. The other one used a brigand axe and the spider shield. Brigand hood, Fallen Knight. Brigand, where's Fallen Knight? I 100% would have chosen the Brigand instead of the Fallen Knights if it had been one. Sorry, Mimic, you're going to be wearing poop pants.
What?
Okay.
Pretty like that. Back.
Okay, I already gave you the
Come
Ulysses
again.
scroll.
Back.
I should actually buy out your stock.
Come again.
And I believe that was the broadsword I was looking at. Because it did... Actually, it might have been the Astora Straight Sword. In which case, oof. I'm thinking it was the Astora Straight Sword, actually, so I'm just gonna take that. That's probably the one getting used on Wolnir, not gonna lie. Astora Straight Sword is not good. That said, I'm still gonna run around as Yuria for the most of this. I'll just swap to exile stuff. Once I, actually get to the boss. What? Ah. I can just ignore these guys for now. kind of wish I had a torch. I have to pretend that these corpses don't exist because they don't stop coming. Fighting them is a waste of time, so I'm better off just sprinting through. I believe the Exile armor set is actually... oh dear. You don't exist. Unfortunately, I have to deal with you. Oh dear. Damn it! I was hoping to avoid the Grave Warden. Because the reason I'm sticking to Uria for now is because running through Cathedral, or the first part of Cathedral, is going to be a complete and utter pain in the ass with anybody that has slow rolling. Actually, even if I can just get to the ladder. There's two sections specifically I'm a little worried about. Come on, Bone Shard. There we go. Powder. I think I actually managed to sneak past this time, which is nice. No, I did not. Okay. Just need the ladder. I just need the ladder. I get the ladder and I'm safe. I'll get the shiny after, I just need the ladder. Okay. That was a lot more stressful than it should have been. But now I don't have to worry about the front half of Cathedral. Or not front half, but front section. Because that front section is so rough. Oh dear. I got hit. Not good. I don't have Blood Red Moss Club. Uh-oh. And I took off the... The maggots, I think, fill up the bar 1.5 times. Did I get the witch tree Belvine? Yes, I did. Okay. Oh, no, it's like 2.5. Great. Lovely. Lovely indeed. Okay, you. You pretend I don't exist for a little bit, please. Ah. Or, wait, was it Exile or Executioner set for Horus? Exile set. Okay, so Horus was the Executioner. Do I even have the Exile set? I might have to look at that, actually. I might not have the set. I might legitimately... Okay. Because I was noticing that Horus looked different than, I don't know why I have that in my notes that there's... I had it in my brain that the Exile and Executioner were the same set for some reason. Glad I double-checked my notes on that, because those are not the same set. Exile. None of this is Exile. Shoot. Okay, I'll, look that up in a bit. Because I'd like to actually burn the Exiles. I feel like the Exiles are going to be one of the biggest... or, well, most annoying ones to burn. So I would like to get them off my list as soon as possible. And if I can do that before Deacons, all the better. The reason I want to get them off my list soon is because if you're slow rolling against late game bosses, unless your timing is exact, you're done for. I just want to clean up this area first. And then I'll look that up. Because I don't remember the Exile set. I know it exists, but I don't remember where exactly it is, and I want it before Deacons. If I get the Exile set before Deacons, I can be one of the Exiles. That gets one of the more RNG-based bosses off my list, or well, off the queue, and it gets one of the more annoying to play characters off of my list.
Well, then take.
Oh great, it's a soul grind. Alright. Exile. 3,000, 9,000, 1,350. This is gonna be painful, but I need it. Okay, so that's 7. Okay, that's actually not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be as far as weight goes. Because that's 27. Or, sorry, 20. Yeah, 27.8. 33.3. 40. That's about 40.4. As far as weight goes, which is still a lot higher than I'd like. Really? Okay, that still might put me in slow roll range, but I'm gonna have to grind for that. First though, I need to put my dog out the back door because he just rang his doorbell. Cash, hello! How you doing? Thank you for the redeem. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the dilapidated bridge. This shouldn't take terribly long, I don't think. Cause... remember, I'm going to be getting more souls within the cathedral. I just need... I think if I run this 11 times, that'll give me enough to buy the entire exile. Set. Because you get about 1,000 from this. Right. I forgot about that, actually. It doesn't really help me any, but the giant dies after you collect all the stuff from around the trees. Forgot about that. Oh well, just means I have to do slightly more work myself. And my sister is currently on dog duty because Fen decided to ring his doorbell, and then when I put him outside, he lays down to take a nap. He just wanted a sunbeam. And I love him. But when I'm in the middle of streaming, I can't be out there to watch him nap. Oh dear. Well, I feel like a fool. I need a few more points in Vitality. Because if I don't get a... I'll be able to get the few more points in Vitality from, just wandering around the Cathedral, I think. Especially if I decide to take out the giants before talking to Patches. Or, well, just take out the giants in general. Because I believe it's like 10,000 for a level now, but still. I would go farm by the Abyss Watcher's boss room. But that's honestly a... oh dear. Grind spot best suited for afterwards, because then you can just hide in the Watcher's room. Like, you can run up the side to trigger the Dark Wraiths, and they won't actually come into the Abyss Watcher's boss room. But if you trigger that and sit down by where the bonfire is to go AFK, they're actually more likely to find you. Yeah, I just need... I think it was 13,000? And then I need to go... oh dear. Buy that, and then probably... oh dear, oh dear. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, right, I need to go back to the beginning of the Road of Sacrifices after I get the Exile armor so I don't forget the Hawk Ring. Ow. While it's not actually going to help me any right now, I think that does extend the range of spells too. I think it works for all projectiles. I could be wrong. But if it does work for all projectiles, that will help a lot when I have to fall back on casters. What else? Oh, Cirrus and Hodrick. I'm actually not going to be able to use every single spell in their arsenal. The reason I won't be able to use every single spell in their arsenal is because they're both Covenant spells. Like level 3 Covenant spells, and I'm already going to be grinding enough for souls. I'm fairly certain I'm actually going to be doing most of my grinding off stream. I'm just in a spot where either I grind or I progress and potentially lose Yuria. Which, losing Yuria is sort of worst case scenario at this point. The earliest I want to lose her is versus Abyss Watchers. I think her speed and raw damage output is going to be helpful there. However, she could also be really useful against Creighton or Aldrich. Or not Creighton, against Pontiff or Aldrich. Even though I intend to use Creighton versus Pontiff, which is why I mixed those two names up. But just because I intend something doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen that way. If I'm feeling really sadistic, I could also use Yuria against Frida. How does it feel, Frida, to know that your sister is the one that ended you? I've actually got two invasions in Irithyll that I'll have to trigger. One is Creighton by doing Cirrus's questline. And the other is the Pale Shade. Which, actually, once I hit Irithyll, I'm kind of going to be spoiled for choice regarding my, what NPCs I use versus what adversary. Oh dear. Because Irithyll itself will unlock Creighton and Pale Shade. Defeating Aldrich will unlock Hodrick, Cirrus, and Anri. And potentially Leonard. So yeah, Irithyll is when I really start getting a ton of NPCs. I just have to make it there. Irithyll Dungeon will technically unlock Carla, and it will also unlock Alva. Obviously, once I'm in the Profaned Capital, I'll be using Siegfried, which is part of why I need a lot of vitality. Because I don't remember how heavy stuff is. I might legitimately be using Havel's Ring the whole game. Like, I don't think Havel and Silver Serpent are coming off. Well, with a couple exceptions because of necessary ring slots. For example, when I use Orbeck, I'm going to need to use the rings he gives you. Same for Cirrus. Cirrus, I'm gonna have to use the cat ring. Technically, I should be using the untrue rings for Yuria. However, I believe the two contradict each other. And again, I don't really see her as the type to care much about that. I think she just has them for the potential Lord of Hollows. But for pretty much everyone else, I am going to hold myself to rings that they give us. Which means for Arena, I'm going to have to buy the Maiden Ring. Or Saint's Ring, or whatever it's called. Which actually isn't that bad because it gives an extra ring slot, or not ring slot, spell slot. So I can be a little more lax on the attunement there. Or, well, no, actually, because I need a ton for a caster anyway. Just for actually casting the spells. Okay. Alright, so we're pretty close to being done with this round of farming. There's going to be a lot of grinding this run. I intend to do most of it off-stream, as I was saying before, but sometimes it's either grind or lose a character early. And if I can, because of those two from earlier, I can actually afford to be a bit more conservative with Yuria. Thank you, coin flip. Let's see here. Oh, the Catacombs unlocks Horus. It would also technically unlock Anria if I killed her. Seriously, I'm not used to the female Henry voice. That's probably going to throw me a loop, or for a loop the next few times I play as a dude. Oh dear. Ah! Once I get to Lothric... Well, actually, Dancer will trade, one NPC for Dancer. And I'm intending to use Dancer versus Nameless. I don't particularly want to use Horus on anything difficult. I'm genuinely considering saving Horus for Ancient Wyvern. That's how little I want to use Horus. Ow. That said, I would need a ton of vitality for that. I forgot to... Okay. I forgot to burn my Undead Bone Shard. Again. Why am I so bad at remembering my Estus upgrades? I can remember everything else, but not the Estus. Only a few more runs, and I'll be done with farming. For now. Oh, right, Cathedral unlocks Kirk as well. Irithyll Dungeon unlocks Hazel, because I think, at least, if I'm remembering correctly, Xanthus Ashes are actually in Irithyll Dungeon. The Archives is kind of a treasure trove, if I'm going to be honest. Because there's... oh dear. Three NPCs that just attack you outright in the Archives. And those 3 NPCs will drop or unlock their equipment at the store. That said, I do actually really need the 20,000 souls before Irithyll. I need 20,000... oof. Oh, Abyss Watchers and Dancer unlock themselves. But I'm gonna need 20,000 souls for patches, because I think I'm gonna need a bunch of embers towards the end of this. Oh, Catacombs also unlocks Sorig. How did I forget Sorig? Sorig and Horus are 2 that I don't really want to use, so... just because I have so many stats I need to worry about. I know I'm going to need Vitality investment no matter what. But Sorig has a very heavy loadout. Sorig has a heavy enough loadout that I might not use him at all. Same goes for Havel. Or, well, the Havel Knight. I can never remember... if that was actually Havel we face, or just a Havel Knight. Alright, one more really should do it. Obviously, if I decide to fight Nameless, Nameless will unlock himself. Which, that could also be interesting. Actually, Nameless versus Midir. I won't be able to... Nameless is that one I mentioned earlier that I'm just gonna let use all lightning miracles because in lore, he is the heir of sunlight. All lightning miracles are his as much as they are Gwyn's. So if I unlock Nameless, that's going to be a really big one. For lightning damage specifically. Nameless and Orbeck might be the 2 big ones against Midir. Nameless just because of how much lightning damage he can output. And Orbeck because of this handy little thing called Pestilent Mist. Yes, even now I'm considering the Pestilent Mist strategy against Midir. Lorien and Lothric will unlock either Lorien or Lothric. I'm considering Lorien. I am genuinely considering Lorien because for one thing, I don't think we can copy Lothric's projectiles. And for another, I think Lorien's greatsword might actually do increased damage against the demon princes. I'll have to look that up and see if I'm wrong. But that could be a good one. Oh, Ceres. I'm hoping that that was enough. Just barely not. Okay. That was just barely not enough for the last piece of exile. Before I forget again. Because I have the memory of a goldfish, apparently. Let's do this. And I can hear music starting back up. Joy. Again with the machetes. Why am I getting so many machetes? Oh, but I need the tower for both patches and for the Firekeeper set. Because Crimehild, of all people, he wears the Firekeeper set. I don't know why, but that means that if I want to use Crimehild, I need, the Firekeeper set. I genuinely don't think I am going to use her, though, because I think I have to choose between Crystal Hail and the Crystal Sage's Rapier. Regarding her. Exile. There we finally go. Here we are. Alright, Ludleth. Am I correct about having to choose between Crystal Hail? Yep. We either get the Rapier or the Hail. I think the Rapier is actually going to be a little more useful for this run, but I'm going to hold off. If I want... I don't think I'm going to be trying Crimehild because I'd have to choose between these.
Treat she.
Anyway, just to check real quick. Exile. Because I can be one of the exiles. %75%. Yay. Okay. That's... Even with Havel's set. Oh boy, 61.3 equip load. That's even with Havel's ring. That is not good. That's not feasible, actually. That is genuinely not feasible. Guess we are using Uria. Earlier than I would like. I'm gonna go check the Abyss Watchers real quick, and then I'm probably gonna call it for today. But, Exile is gonna have to wait a long time. Any character that needs high equip load is terrible for this run, honestly. Okay, that goes up by 3. Because I have so many other stats that I need to put stuff into. That if I have to put a ton into Vitality, I've lost. Or I'm gonna have to respec later. Uh-oh. Okay, what we do here is we run. Come on. Up here. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Come on, come on. Oh boy, what's my bitrate doing? My bitrate does not look happy. What happened? Come on. I mean, I guess I could try to rush Frida. If I rush Frida... What am I gonna do? I guess I can actually work with a high equip load as long as I can still roll. As long as I can still roll, I can work with that, and Deacons are honestly one of the best ones to use that with. But to do that, I'd have to actually respec. I'd have to use one of my respecs to put a bunch into Vitality. Or grind, and use a respec later. Because that's the part where I'm at now. I have 3 characters with relatively low equip load. And then I have the Exile. just to check the Fallen Knight. Yeah, Fallen Knight is actually... I can do this. And I think it was a Astora Straight Sword. It looks like the Astora Straight Sword. So I could try Fallen Knight against Abyss Watchers. But I... Shoot. I could also rush Frida. It's actually... That might not be a bad idea. Crazy as it sounds, rushing Frida might not be a bad idea. Or, if not Frida, rushing Wilhelm. The reason I was thinking of rushing Frida is because the second DLC can be accessed either after beating Frida or after beating the Twin Princes. And within the Drag Heap is Havel's Ring +2. Or, sorry, +3. Which might help me. But at the same time, that's Frida. I'm not sure I have the stats to be going against Frida just yet. But Wilhelm might be doable, and that'll get me an extra NPC into the pool. Provided I can survive Ariandel. Because if this doesn't work, I have to grind. Yuria is far and away my best NPC at the moment. And while trading her for Abyss Watchers isn't going to be terrible, it's still trading her. Which could prove a problem. In here, and I can... There we go. I'm not supposed to be here yet. I don't think I have the damage to be here yet. But at the same time, I might be able to lure Wilhelm off a cliff. And if I can lure Wilhelm off a cliff and then get in and get his outfit, that unlocks him.
If not.
And I don't think his outfit is actually that heavy. He wields a great sword, which I might have to grind to get to the level of. Or...
Well, I can...
There we go.
Now,
Or I might have to grind to actually be able to use the Onyx Blade. But if I do that... Wilhelm is a good one to have access to. Because I believe his equipment is lightweight and doesn't have terribly much in the way of requirements. Aside from the fact that he uses Vow of Silence, but we won't talk about that. Vow of Silence is only really helpful in PvP anyway. Oh, hi. That's dead. Alright, quick DPS test. Can I kill you? Oh my. Not in a reasonable amount of hits. I don't care about any of you. While some of the loot is going to be incredibly helpful, and I'll be coming back later for it. If I can't get it on my way to this ladder, it's not worth it. Spam click through your dialogue.
Oh, you.
Okay. Okay, let's rest. Like I said, I'm booking it for Wilhelm and I'm leaving. I'm not collecting anything that's not directly along my path. Because I'm not actually ready for the DLC yet. I believe this one is actually the close. I said I was booking it straight for Wilhelm, but I do need to open this in case I die. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh well. Or maybe not, maybe not. I don't have blooming though, so I'm definitely dead. It's just a matter of if I can get Wilhelm or take Wilhelm with me. I don't want to open that gate. Opening that gate is actually a bad idea. Oh my. You ladies are actually quite tanky. I will go along this side though. Because you... Nice try. Bright side, I'm not likely to get toxic a second time. Okay, off we go. The only things I need are Onyx Blade, which Wilhelm himself drops, and Wilhelm's armor, which can be acquired only from that unfortunate choke point after him. The one with the Millwood Knights. I'm worried about dying instantly trying to get that. But that's like my only concern. If I book it through there, I can open up a path into Ariandel Chapel. And then come back through the underground channel and get Wilhelm set that way. Okay. So now I have a cliff to fight Wilhelm on. Wow, you can see all the loot that I missed. Just completely skipped it.
I've seen your kind. Time and time again.
Come on.
Every fleeing man must be caught. Every secret must be unearthed.
I just need to lure you off a ledge.
Such is the conceit of the self-proclaimed seeker of truth. But in the end, you lack the stomach for the agony that you'll bring upon yourself.
I just need you to come over here and fall off a damn cliff. Because if I can put you over here, you're dead. Even if I myself don't have the damage to kill you, gravity certainly does. Come on.
I trust you.
Oh dear.
Lesson.
Okay, I might not have...
Curiosity could be your cross.
Okay, so I have a strategy, and I know that he can be kicked off a ledge. The problem is just actually luring him over there, and not getting hit in the process. But at the moment, Wilhelm, grinding, and respecking are my only options. At least that don't involve burning Muria early. Because I can probably do deacons with slow roll. I just can't do it with no roll. I'll give this a few more attempts and then I am gonna have to call it just so that I have some time to think about what path I'm gonna go down. If I do decide that I'm gonna grind first in Vitality, I'm gonna do that off stream. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, I can take out the trees. Wilhelm's gonna be a problem. But I can't get hit. Okay, so it was 64. So I'd need at least 5 levels in Vitality to get slow roll. And that is going to be a lot of souls. I could bite the bullet and respec. Let's exile. I only need 16 dex for the Exile Greatsword. If I use 2 respecs, I can invest heavy into Vitality. I'd honestly rather grind than respec. Because I know that I'm going to need the respecs later. Oh, Tombstone! Oh boy. I'd rather not burn Yuria. Because I think Dark Drift is going to wind up being helpful. And she's also... Or she and Wilhelm are the only 2 NPCs that use a Dark Hand. So that I can use twice. Which means I have access to a shield twice. A lightweight shield. If I can't lure Wilhelm off that cliff, I can't win. I mean, I could. But the cliff is certainly going to be easier. In order to even consider luring Wilhelm off the cliff, I need to make sure to take out this thing over here so I don't wind up grabbed. Ow. Ow, 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 ow! Not pleasant.
I've seen your kind. Time and time again.
I need you to come on over.
Every free man must be caught.
This
Every
way.
secret must be unearthed. Such is the conceit, but in the end, for the act.
Actually, do I have projectiles I can use against him? I do. That might help. Come on, my guy. There we go. Apparently he couldn't keep his footing. There! Level 41 Wilhelm kill. With a +1 Dark Drift, technically. Without landing a single hit.
Tis good.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna head back to Firelink, just so that I don't lose these souls. I am, of course, going to put it into Vitality, because I need the Vitality eventually. I'm going to need the Vitality relatively soon, because I can't guarantee that I'm going to have only lightweight characters to use.
fashion made of.
I probably shouldn't have leveled health at all. That's how bad we are here right now. I'm not going to regret my health. I'm not the type to regret my health. But I probably shouldn't have leveled it. Not leveling it would have been smarter. Where is the Onyx Blade? What do I need for it? Okay. What? That is not bad, actually. I'll come back here. Oh dear. I messed up, I messed up, I messed up, I messed up. Oh no, oh no, oh no. It's not what I meant to do. There we go, this direction. Nope, not this direction. I messed up again. Why am I so goofy? Bob and weave, and there we go. And then I just need to go down here. And that's a shortcut unlocked in case I perish. Rest to reset everyone, because I can't guarantee that I wasn't followed. And then see if I can't get my hands on Wilhelm's armor. I'm not really strong enough to take anything out right now. Like, I can take a couple hits from the normal enemies, but I am in a bind. That is the wrong direction. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm in a bind against the Millwood Knights. I have to try not to get hit, like, at all. Okay, 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 and then I can... Even if I die, I'm good. That said, let's try not to. Okay. I'll take that. I'm not gonna unlock the free to fight yet. But I want Wilhelm's armor. As long as I can get Wilhelm's armor, this entire trip will have been worth it. Why did I go that far? There is one of these right here. And the reason I don't actually want to unlock the free to fight yet is because if I do that, I can almost guarantee I'll forget to come back for all the loot in Ariandel. Which would not be good. There's actually some really good stuff here and a bunch of souls. I will still be making a note to myself. However... Alright, I think it was you two that were guarding it. Yep, Wilhelm. Okay, nothing else down here matters for now, except maybe breaking this. Oh, nope, was it over here? One of these walls, hold on, uh-oh. If I die here, I die here. Actually, it might have been this one. Nope. Oh well, one of these walls is fake. And I'll probably shoot it with an arrow to reveal which one later. But for now, let's check the loadout. Oh, wait. Like, I can't even wield the weapon properly, but let's check the loadout as far as... Okay, at least with Havel's ring, I can use this normally. So if I go 2 levels, I can actually burn Wilhelm instead of an exile. I think it might be a little more worthwhile to actually burn an exile though, because Onyx Blade is really good. Alright, so I have some things to think about. And almost definitely have some grinding to do. But I'd say that I made a decent amount of progress today. Let's go back to Firelink. Once I actually get past Wolnir, I won't have to worry about Equiplet anymore, I don't think. I mean, I'll still want at least like 15 vitality, just so that I can guarantee I can wear stuff. But I think after Wolnir, I'll be safe to respec and put whatever I initially had in vitality somewhere else. I'd like to get it to the point where I can medium roll with the exile equipment, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Anyway, I'm gonna call it. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, you can check out my YouTube channel. I try to upload stuff same day, and I group my runs by playlist so they're easier to find. If you're interested in seeing my announcements, I post them to Instagram, and if you're interested in seeing my clips in an easier fashion, I post them to YouTube, TikTok, and when it lets me, Instagram. The links to all of that are in the chat now. If you've made it this far and you're curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. Tomorrow I'll be picking my run of Hades back up. I still have yet to go... I've only escaped the underworld once, and you need to do it like 5 times or something for the true ending. So I'm going to work on that. Thursday and Friday, it's back to Hollow Knight Silksong, and I'll be returning to this run on Monday. I am going to be farming for this file between now and then. At the very least, I need to be able to actually move with the Exile armor. I think I can cheat, or cheese the deacons with, alluring skulls, but I outright need... Yeah, I just outright need to be able to actually roll. Because even with reduced iframes from slow rolling, that's still iframes now and then. I can't guarantee how much, though. I've got 6 days. Okay, we're gonna pop in on Melee. He's playing The Outer Worlds 2. If you're interested in that, stay tuned. That said, happy time zones, everyone. And I hope you all have an excellent day.